The next leg of our trip takes us from Talmine to Ullapool via most of the northwest coast, and it's a 3-hour trip today via various incredible landmarks. Essentially, you could spend a whole week exploring just this section. I've got macaroni cheese with haggis, and you've got
bacon burger.
delicious. We enjoyed an incredibly hearty lunch at Sango Sands, looking down onto Durness Cove. There was the most incredible lookout. It just reminds you how tiny you are and how much space there is to enjoy. And I still can't get over those white sandy beaches and turquoise seas up in Scotland. So sit back and enjoy the view. This vlog has lots of lovely long views of the route we took, and there'll be a little painting at the end, don't worry. We stopped at Ardvreck Castle, this incredible ruin on Loch Assynt. Crumble loved having a paddle, and we just loved circling this incredible building, finding new little hideouts, incredible stone formations. I was taking loads of pictures because I just love painting brickwork, and I'm sure my patrons will be enjoying a video tutorial of this very soon, but you can just keep on being surprised and amazed. Around every corner on the NC 500 there's either an outstanding natural beauty or something that's been left behind, telling tales of people who were here hundreds of years ago. Oh,
turn right.
so we've made it to Ullapool. Oh, and so has a massive cruise ship. This is the most
Turn right.
It's the most populated place we've been. Wow. van life is a whole new experience for me, and just operating in this small environment has actually been really kind of fun. And Crumble and I have quite quickly found our roles, and we're working well together. I think as long as Crumble gets the entire bed to lie on whenever we stop, then we're good. So painting on this little table has worked really nicely. It fits all of my stuff just perfectly, and it's really nice to be able to either sit and paint the view out the window, and if there's nothing really out the window beyond camper vans, although we did see a sea eagle pitched up at this place, there is always the amazing flowers and scenes that I've captured on my phone along the route. I wanted to do some more painting, but it's been such a hot day, and Ant has done an incredible drive, which I think he's really enjoyed, because it's been through the particularly beautiful part of the NC 500, but you can see everybody needs just a little bit of a chill and a cup of tea. So I love the fact that I've taken photos on my phone of some of the things that I want to paint. And the other thing is I have decided, I had visions of this page being over a double spread, and so yeah, I'm just starting to do that and I really like it. So I'm painting this lovely pinky purple flower we keep finding on the roadsides. There are some really amazing interesting flowers that I'm going to have to identify as we go along, but this one sort of looks like a thistle but isn't. And don't tell anyone, but Scottish thistles for me are like the thing I really can't crack in terms of painting it. But I really enjoyed some of my students at my retreat last week were painting in their sketchbook over 2 pages, and I just think it looks really cool. So that's what we're doing. Some of my brushes, well, if you can see that, this one, are a little bit bent. So even in a brush roll when you're travelling, if you've still got the plastic tubes, it's a good idea to hold on to them. My little set of paints is the travel tin from a shop called Cass Art in the UK. They have a chain of stores up and down the country. And I always worry with travel tins that they're going to get a bit muddy and murky. There's not a lot of room, and you've got your little tin for the lid for the palette. But I just worry about sort of not being able to really clean off my paints or get my colours enough space in the tin. But I've been so pleasantly surprised, and I don't know if it's because I'm painting more and more with these kind of limited means that I'm just getting better at it. I think that probably is it. Let's face it, the more we do something, the more we get used to it. We adapt, we improve, or we chuck it out the window and go, that's not for me. But I've really enjoyed how vibrant I can get the colours, and I feel that's really evident in painting these purpley flowers. I'm really pleased here with the differing levels of detail that I've captured. So I've got these 3 really nice and detailed, and then these ones I actually wetted the flower with just some clear water over the top, that first layer, and added on some wet on wet layers, and then there are just some dabs and blobs, which leaves it as a really nice set of flowers. The other night when I was doing this one, I sort of was planning on doing that, but I hadn't quite worked out how to do it. So I love the progression. But as always, as a left-hander, my progression starts right to left. I have a habit of finishing a piece and then whacking a glaze on top of it, and you can see as the light hits that, that's exactly what I've done to finish this off. So we went out for dinner, and then it's now midge time, so all the little bugs are flying around, so we've shut the doors. And also says it's actually raining outside, so yeah, Crumble's very tired, so he's happy to be in, and I am very happy to have finished my second flower on my little botanical page. So we've come to, how do you pronounce that? Corrieshalloch Gorge.
Yeah, sounds alright.
Gonna find a waterfall. Ooh, this is cool. I feel like the real tour is Crumble sampling the local water supply wherever we go. Don't forget your bug spray, they're everywhere. So I've brought my paints, but it's very apparent that if you stop for more than 5 seconds, you start to get nibbled by the bugs, even with bug spray on. So I think that is gonna stop all plans of painting here. But that's why it's a great idea to bring a camera along, take photos. It's just another hazard of painting outside. Heather normally grows so near to the ground that you don't see the insides of the flowers. Because these are growing up in a bank, we're getting to see them. Next time we are headed to Big Sand Beach near Gairloch, but we'll be stopping off at a few beautiful places, including the stunning Inverview Gardens, who have taken this incredible climate they've got up here and planted some really unexpected plants and flowers. So that's going to be really exciting. I really hope you've been enjoying these vlogs. We've loved putting them together for you. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and you'll never miss another video.